Morality is a programming influence designed to instill conditioning, diluting one's own self-empowerment. Through all that is precious to you in life, let it be through the base of your own self-value, rather than the adoption of beliefs that do not serve your heart's intent.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everybody. Brad Johnson here. Today, our video is going to be about learning the unlearning. How is this going to happen? I mean to say that I'm watching an educational video, I'm watching a video about how to unlearn myself. That's the key. What is it that we need to do to create the state of unlearning? We need to become familiar with our reactions. Reactions are the result in regards to programming, in regards to what we consider to be something that's very positive or something that's very negative to ourselves. So when we have a reaction about something, how it branches off here, we have a reaction to our finances. We have reaction to our family. We have reaction to programmed morality. Morality is a program. Now, again, there is the idea that we each have our own self-values and that there's common knowledge and that there's common sense. When we're looking at common sense, it's something much more different than morality. So, morality itself represents the idea that I have to work 9 to 5, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. I need to go to school, get my grade 12 education, go to college, get married, have some kids, buy a house, get a car, and then at age 65, I'll retire. That, again, represents a state of programmed morality. That's the moral thing to do. That's just being a very moral person. Or, having manners at the table, not talking out of turn, brushing your teeth every morning, etc., etc. So just common programs. So the key here is to find out exactly how you can test yourself. How do you test yourself based upon certain reactions? Well, you put yourself in certain hypothetical scenarios. What would happen if my money situation was very, very dire? If I was going through some type of really horrible financial debt? What would happen to me in that way? How did I attract this? Basically what you're doing is you're creating roots back into the foundation of how the reaction effect created this state of program. So when we're looking at reaction is just a natural impulse to what we've been feeling pertaining to programs that we've been indoctrinated with our entire life. In order for us to unlearn these programs, we need to get to the roots of the issues. We have to find out where all these tendrils, where all these rooted cords come from. Well, it all started with my parents, because all they talked to me about in my early childhood was about getting money, making sure you're secure, making sure that you're not going to go bankrupt, making sure that this is happening, make sure you have enough money to provide and to get education and to get a house, etc., etc. Now, even though that's good advice, it felt like they were shoving it down my throat. It felt like everything had to do with money. Don't go do that, you're not going to make enough money. Don't go do this, you're going to have your money situation in jeopardy. So, you're rooting the cause of the effect of a reaction pertaining to finances. This could also be with partnership. For a partner, who Who is it that I'm really attempting to attract? Why have my past relationships didn't work out? What happened there? What was the main cause why I felt like I've been so alone? Why do I feel so lonely? Why do I feel I'm not able to deserve someone who could really be the fulfillment of my complement, who could really compliment me in different ways? Well, because I felt that TV, that internet, that magazines have really been the influence about what I need to seek. I guess it's all about sex. I guess it's all about lust. I guess it's all about the physical side of relationship. Have I ever looked into the heart side? Have I ever looked into a soul companion? Have I ever really wanted to see what I appreciate about myself? What strengths I have so that I can move into attracting a whole new harmonious relationship where it really will be a relationship of my dreams. The partner I've always wanted to be with. Well, that begins with me. That begins with my own ability to reflect what prevented me from attracting a partner like that. This is what we're doing. We're learning the unlearning. As we're able to become more harmonized with our money situation no longer becomes a problem. We're now listening to the universe. We're allowing the signs and synchronicities of reality to direct us, to guide us into areas of saying, well, all right, Joe, all right, Jenny, you've wanted to have this money, you wanted to have this stability for quite some time. Here's what you do. Here's the signs that we're going to present. All we need you to do is just to pay attention, is to be very mindful of what comes into your reality. As talked about in the previous video, the universe is always going to help you. It's always going to be able to share certain synchronicities, give you signs of where you're able to go. It's your own particular form of disbelief. It's your own mistrust in yourself that prevents you from attracting these particular opportunities that are coming your way that could fundamentally improve your finances, that could fundamentally improve partnership, that could fundamentally improve any particular area you're looking to improve. That's the key. But you have to learn from the unlearning. You have to learn that unlearning is basically taking you to this journey. So that's what unlearning is doing. If I can unlearn myself, if I can be a fresh conduit, if I can be a clean slate, everything that I've always wanted to attract in my universe is going to come to pass. That's it. But then we have the feeling of obligations. If I do this, how are my parents going to react to this? If I go this route, how are my friends going to react to this? What about all of these people that were in my life for many, many years? If I just suddenly decide to go this area, start this whole new career, do this whole new job, move to this whole new location, what are they going to think of me? Oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can handle that ridicule. I don't know if this can really be done. And you're shooting yourself in the foot. And that's basically what's happening. You're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about the obligation of feeling that you're going to disappoint a lot of people. That it's all up to them to decide your destiny. That if I don't get their approval, well, then I can never make myself happy. That's enslavement. That's no different than in times where slavery was abundant, and that slaves needed to get permissions from their masters to even do certain things. When you have obligations with family and friends, and they are demanding that you don't do it, it is no different than enslavement. That's the harsh truth. That's a harsh reality. When you're looking at morality, programmed morality, pertaining to people who feel that you have not met their expectations, and so they want to make your life a living hell. You didn't meet the expectations of programmed morality. You're not working your 9 to 5. You're not making a hard, earnest living. You're just trying to go through with this online business and try and coast through life. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I had to bust my butt when I was your age and blah, 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 blah. And it's programmed morality. It's a trap. It's tyranny. And it's amazing how much we see this in our society. When you live like this, that's what follows. It's being a tyrant. It's being this form of dictator based upon the feeling of illusionary morality. Why do people do this? When we have that morality, when we notice, well, you know what, Dad, I got this really great job working online. I'm only going to have to work about 20 hours a week, and the money is going to be absolutely incredible. I'm going to move up north. I'm going to move here into this nice house, and I'm going to have a really, really great time. It's contract work. I had a really good friendship with the boss. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, you son of a bleep, you know. How dare you do this? You know, when I was your age, I was working 50, 60 hours for just little morsels of money, and you're doing this? You disappoint me so much. You're not going to be busting your butt like I did. You're this and you're that and you're the everything. I'm not going to support you if you go with this. You need to work hard. You need to put in an effort, etc., etc. That's terrible. That's tyranny. That is enslavement. That's the feeling when a person cannot reciprocate with what you are feeling is beneficial for you, what is your truth. That's where the enslavement comes through, based upon programmed morality. That people have certain expectations for you, and if you do not match those expectations, regardless of what it is, you're going to lose their support, and you're going to lose their love, and you're going to lose their respect. You need to look at this for a second. You need to look at this. Those people, in that sense, represent something. They represent the whole idea of a dominance, of a higher dominion over yourself. And really, it isn't even being a human being. That's how bad it is. There's a beautiful spirit inside that person. There's a wonderful energy deeply within that person, but they're surrounded by fog. It's the fear that has always kept so many of us in line. It's the fear that has always kept ourselves feeling that, well, I don't want to disappoint my obligations. I don't want to disappoint people. It has nothing to do with them. You're only falling in line because you're afraid to disappoint them. It's a fear. And that's what programmed morality represents. So this is basically what we're attempting to unlearn through ourselves. That if we really can't get the support, the natural love from these people really were not meant to be part of our lives in the first place. They represent an old factor, and this can even be with family. And it can be the most challenging thing. Well, you know, I've been on this earth for 35 years, and you know, how can I just, you know, move aside from my dad, you know? Well, you got to find out exactly how he was put there in the first place. You got to find out exactly why did I allow myself to attract a tyrant in my life? What happened? And this is where you're doing, again, a lot of soul searching. You have this big, gigantic tyrant in your life, and you're trying to figure out how this happened. How did this take place? Well, I look at it in retrospect, and this person was basically utilized to give myself the ultimate strength so that I could stand on my own 2 feet, because what I feel is that I was never able to become stabilized. There was the feeling of the quote-unquote tough love. There was the feeling that if I didn't learn to stand on my 2 feet by basically having a bully tyrant like my dad, I never would have been able to stand up. I never would have been able to say, you know what, I'm doing this for myself, this is my decision, and I'm going for it. I'm being assertive, I'm standing on my own 2 feet, and I'm doing this. Congratulations. You've understood the learning of unlearning. This is why tyrants are in our life. A lot of us have them. You know, it's not always going to be parents. It's not always going to be people in the family. It can always be friends, people who thought we were friends, people who were co-workers, your boss, whatever it may be. There's always going to be that image of a tyrant. And it is horrible. It's really, really just horrible looking at these people, and you can't imagine what kind of pain they hold within themselves for them to represent this form of a tyrant. They have to go this way because they feel that they don't deserve anything better for themselves. They have to feel that they go through life through ultimate suffering, and that everybody else better suffer along with them, otherwise they're a freak. Simple as that. Otherwise they're weak. So this is basically draconian-based mentality. That's basically what your typical program morality is. It's draconian-based morality. And a lot of people have succumbed to that. But again, as the universe is all about magnetics, frequency, vibration, energy, that we align ourselves with these people to help build ourselves. To realize that where there's levels that are lacking, we're utilizing the attraction of these people to bring us back into balance. And as terrible as it sounds, as terrible as it feels, those tyrants have some type of divine purpose for you. They do. It's basically here to give you the areas of strength that you need, for you to become an empowered human being, for you to learn unlearning. That's the whole idea, that you have these kind of people in your life. I myself have had plenty of them. Plenty. And it can be the hardest thing from personal experience to follow your dreams. It sounds so easy to follow one's dreams. When you just look at the word dreams, it sounds so amazing, it sounds so beautiful, it sounds so simple. It's the hardest thing on the planet to do. And what does that say about our collective consciousness? Why is it so hard for us to follow our dreams? Why is it so hard for us to believe in ourselves? Why does it feel so hard for us to get into that core of empowerment? Because we're a social species. We gain power based upon how other people want to support us. We have this collective connection with human beings, other people who say, oh my goodness, Joe, that's the greatest news I ever heard. Oh my God, go for it, man, that's it. You're going to attract people like that if you feel you're worthy and you deserve your dream. Because a lot of us feel that we don't deserve our dream. And that's the problem with the collective consciousness. It's a problem that, of course, is becoming a solution right now. But that has been the long problem. We don't deserve dreams. We've been in the crap of life, and I guess crap is all we deserve. So I'm going to continue to attract more crap. I'm going to continue to live off the scraps of life. I'm going to continue just to work for morsels of money, to barely get by, to live in a slum, to barely make ends meet, to barely put food on the table, etc. That's what I feel I deserve, because all I'm attracting is crap, not dreams. I'm attracting turds. That's the whole idea. So it's time to move past that. You need to tell yourself that the biggest process of learning the unlearning is to deserve your dreams. You deserve this. It's in your mind. It's innovation. It's idea. It's impulse. It's inception. If you didn't think you deserved it, you wouldn't be thinking about it. You would not have had this opportunity from the universe that says, well, you know what? You said to us that you're worthy, and now we're casting that reflection back to you. You're worthy of this. Why do you think you're not worthy? Well, because everybody has told me my whole life that I'm not going to amount to anything. Nobody has ever given me the type of encouragement that I need to follow this. And do you believe now that at this point you're able to do that? That you finally said, all right, now I'm standing up on my own 2 feet. Now I'm walking tall. Now I'm actually going to start believing this? I think I do. Well, that's a beginning. Look into this more. How can you attract better finances? How can you get a good partner that represents a complement to yourself? How can you come to terms with the tyrants in your life? With those bullies? With those dictators? This is what you need to ask yourself. This is where you need to stand up. Nobody else is going to give you this dream. It's not possible. If you want to start your own self-revolution, it's not going to be coming from a public figurehead. It's not going to be coming from some guru. It's going to be coming through you. People can inspire you. They can give you ideas. They can give you really, really great things to think about. You have to put it into action. You're the working gear here. You're the mechanism. You have to decide, I want this dream. I'm learning the unlearning. I'm being able to unlearn myself. And I'm gaining a whole new learning in the process. It's an infinite paradox. How does it start? Love and listen. That's the key, as talked about in previous videos. That if you want to learn to unlearn, you have to realize that you need to start respecting yourself. You need to start seeing your strengths. You need to realize that this dream is within reach. That here it is right here on the board. I wrote it out. Well, it must exist. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to write it. So follow your dream. If you feel that so many people are just putting all of this tension, this vice upon you, now it's time to push that vice aside. Here's the thing. When you have loved ones, when you have family that feel that they're not able to vibrate in cohesion with what you want to do, here's the harshest thing you have to do. You have to respect that. I respect the fact that they feel that I'm not ready to go there. But because I respect the fact, I leave that as respect, and I'm going to do it anyway. Because it's my life. Rules and boundaries and laws are placed there to be surpassed. That's just how it is. Again, laws and rules just represent the idea of programmed morality. This is just a big bubble. It's a big bubble of ignorant convenience. And now you're able to move past it. So, look into yourself. If you feel that people are not supporting you pertaining to what you want to do to go after your dream as you're learning to unlearn, then you yourself need to step up. You need to stand on your own 2 feet. I understand, I acknowledge, and I respect that that's what they feel, because they can't imagine themselves in the position that I've put myself in. They can't see that. They live vicariously through me, and they can't fathom them ever leaving their situation. They don't even think about you. They don't know what kind of person you are, truthfully, down to the bottom of your heart. They don't know. All they can ever do is put them here, where you are. So look into that a lot deeply. Look into that in a great depth of understanding that they're just judging me because they're seeing me in my place. They're seeing themselves in my place. They're not even seeing me here. That's the whole idea. So respect that idea, acknowledge it, and go for it. Go for your dreams. Because as you go for your dreams, guess what? You're going to attract people who are going to be supportive. You're going to attract people who will absolutely love what you're about, what you're doing. You're vibrating into a whole new reality. And this whole new reality is going to start attracting people that are just going to continuously compliment you and saying, oh my goodness, yes, go for it. That's amazing that you're doing this kind of work. It's amazing that you're making that kind of money. That's fantastic. You're going into a whole new universe, a whole new world where these people are complimentary of what you're looking to attain through your dreams. It's no longer about the big gigantic tyrant sitting on this high pedestal thinking that he's superior. When in fact, when you look at the tyrant, they're the most insecure people, the most fearful people, and they live in fear. They're not strong at all. They have no strength at all. Their product is intimidation. So really, when you think of the idea, when people suppress their feelings, when people feel that they have to hold dominion about everybody, they have the weakest states of being possible. There's hardly any light there. Your strength comes from great illumination. When you have beings sitting on pedestals that are tyrants, they're the weakest ones imaginable. They're completely weak because they have no sense of self-empowerment. Their empowerment is to dominate everybody else, to feed themselves, to make them feel that they have power, and that just continuously dims their light. So, illuminate yourself. Become this vast light. Become this illuminating torch, and going into these dark places and lighting it up. That's the key. That's why you're here. You're bringing yourself into self-empowerment. You're enriching yourself. You're illuminating yourself in this way. All right? So, learn the unlearning. That's the key. Look at every particular root that represents your conditioning pertaining to natural reaction that prevents you from going where you want to go. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Brad Johnson. If you have any questions pertaining to this video or any other, please feel free to drop me an email, info@consciousmatrix.com. Feel free to check out consciousmatrix.com. Lots of sessions, lots of products, digital courses, events as well. Thank you again. Talk to you soon. Namaste, and may it be well with you. Follow your dreams.